Hello and welcome to episode 6 of the Fee and Drew Show. 1 marriage, 2 children, 1 dead dog. How are you going?
Great.
That's good.
Don't we look good today?
Oh, we look all right, don't we?
I think we look hot.
What? Is there a tip? What's going on?
What's going on?
Well, we're a day late. Let's say
late.
we're shooting it on Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday, it was Hunty's birthday.
Happy birthday to me. Do you know what's the worst thing about your birthday? I should talk about what's the best thing. But anyway, you age a year in 1 day. Like on Friday I was 47 and then I was 48 the next day. Aged a year in a day.
I don't get that.
Nah, it's just anyway.
You mean you just changed numbers? Because you haven't gone through the year of aging yet.
Felt like I got a year older in 1 day. I was 47, now I'm
Okay.
48.
However you want to deal with it.
There we go.
So we can take our party
Yeah, we
hats
can.
off now? Okay.
I've got my party T-shirt on as well. I got another T-shirt. Thank you, my darling. I'm not sure it says much about the kind of person I am. Beware, hangry. Why'd you pick this one?
Because for many years, and there's friends of ours that have been friends with us for a long time that will know that if you don't get fed on regular intervals, you get angry. And then we found out that there's actually a word for it when people get funny about not having food. It's called hangry. And so I found this T-shirt yesterday and I thought that is so appropriate because it's so funny. But then what's happened is Lockie, our youngest, has actually taken on his trait, and it's all his fault because he gets hangry as well.
So I was thinking about it. To all you people that get hangry, I don't think we should celebrate it by making T-shirts and stuff. I think it's just bad behaviour, truth be told. Do you know when I realised it was bad behaviour? I was thinking about it when I was in Canada, when I was 21 on that Canadian trip.
Yep.
I was losing my mind one night. We had the day on the mountain and no one could decide what takeaway we were getting. And I was being very inappropriate. I was hangry, behaving badly. And my mate Brett Talbot said, he ripped into me and said, behave yourself, mate. He's actually a type 1 diabetic, has to inject himself with insulin 4 times a day. And here I am being a git when this guy's trying to manage all that. So, hangry is just bad behaviour. Get over yourselves, people who get hangry. Just mind yourselves. You've got food coming. Get over it.
And for us that have to deal with it, just beware of hangry people. That's why they make T-shirts, because we need to let people know how hangry you get.
Anyway, this show is about bringing back the joy. It's not about me being...
That's quite joyful.
Yeah.
I laughed a lot when I saw that T-shirt in Big W.
Thank you for my T-shirt.
It did, it made me laugh.
Yeah,
It
it's
was
good.
very funny. And the boys laughed too when I showed them and brought it home. They were like, oh, that's so dad. I was like, there we go.
We're bringing back the joy. We're finding the love. We're having a bit of fun. That's what this
We
is
sure
about.
are.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
The show today is we're going to do a weekly touch point.
And then we're going to do... What do we do next? Walk down memory lane. And this time...
It's getting real.
Then it could be a bit of stories going on.
Feast Thought Bubble. There was talk of some rebranding, but apparently we're staying with the
No,
Thought
we're
Bubble.
going to do that. And then there's Hunty's life lesson. And unfortunately, there's no rebranding with that. It's just what it is.
You're down on it every week. The Partners Request Corner. And we're going to round out with a G2 round out. All right. Weekly Thought Bubble.
So my weekly thought bubble this week, now I've forgotten what it was.
Oh, come on.
I've been so prepared all day. Now, oh yes, I know what it was. My weekly thought bubble this week was, well, it's the national day, isn't it,
Yeah.
of what I choose.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so there were actually heaps on June the 20th. And it is an American website, basically. So that's why they're all a bit, okay.
He just called the whole of American cuckoo people. I'll apologise on behalf of my wife for all the Americans.
No, but what I was going to say is I tried to look up an Australian National Day. We're boring. We don't do anything at all. So I actually think you're better to be a bit than you are to be like that.
Righto.
Right?
What do you got?
So it is National Vanilla Milkshake Day.
Yeah, well, that could be a hot topic of the week. Strawberry, chocolate, vanilla. That just makes me go,
Yeah. Well, but it's a national day. And
Okay.
so today, everyone that wants to can go to McDonald's and buy their vanilla milkshakes. Did you ever go to McDonald's and do that?
I've never bought a vanilla milkshake in my life. If someone gave me a vanilla milkshake, chocolate, throw it back in their face.
I don't think
Vanilla's a waste of time.
I don't think they even do them anymore, but they used to when I was a child, and I really liked the vanilla ones. I didn't like the chocolate and strawberry ones so much. They're too sweet.
Wow, I just learnt something new.
There you
I
go.
learnt something new about you today.
There you go.
Yeah.
JD vanilla milkshakes.
Is that it? Is that your weekly thought bubble?
Yeah, no, that's not my thought bubble. That's my weekly topic.
Touch the point.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we're having a bit of a crazy day. And the reason I'm wearing these beautiful earrings today is so you all don't notice that I haven't washed my hair.
Well, that defeated the purpose, didn't it?
No, but
now they all know they're going to be looking
we
at your hair.
share on this show because like that's what we're doing. And I know that they'll all be sitting there going, what is she doing with these big hoop earrings on that she never wears? Really, I don't traditionally wear this sort of stuff. And it's to distract you from that because I am going for a massage soon. God, I sound like a la-di-da, don't I? So we better hurry along because my massage is due soon. So that's why I haven't washed my hair.
I was checking out my face before we started and I realised that the hole in my head's gone, which I thought was pretty good in a week.
Oh, it has too.
Yeah, and
That's
I haven't
good.
smashed myself with a car door this week, so that's pretty good.
I didn't let him near cars this week, actually. That's why.
Right. Walk down memory lane, 30 to 35. So
We've got to share this a little
we've
bit.
got a bit. So I started. Okay, so there's my one little set story. Is I was living in a share house in Bondi, and one of the boys moved out, so we had to get someone in quickly to cover the rent, and we were a little short on people. We didn't find any good applicants, but anyway, she was okay. Mumbling. A vegan moved in with us. Now,
This is very funny.
nothing wrong with vegans, but this was in 2005, so veganism was still a little, talking about
Very new still.
17 years ago.
Very new. That's
so-
when they did eat cardboard.
She was a little unlike myself and Ben Farley, who were meat eaters, big eaters. So she was anyway. We had
Barbecue
we had
boys.
we had a beer fridge out the back, and she would load up with $200 worth of her weekly vegetables. And Ben came out one night. Tried one of his. He said, "How warm is my beer?" So he said, "Who's been mucking around with my beer fridge?" He said, "Oh yeah, I put some veggies in there. They got a bit frozen, so I turned it up a little bit so it wasn't so cold." So Ben just turned the fridge back down, froze another $200 worth of vegetables. So this went on for 3 weeks or so. She'd buy the vegetables. Ben would have warm beer. He'd go and turn it down, freeze her vegetables. So that relationship didn't work so well. But the point is, people come in and out of your lives when they're meant to. And she just said to me, "Hey, Hunter, you should go to this acting workshop and have a look because I'm going to be good for you."
How on earth does that connect to what you were just talking about?
The vegan came into my life to take me to that acting workshop.
Right, okay. Because that was a big story
Wasn't
about
it?
vegetables and beer to then talk about acting. Are you
It was.
okay today? Should we take your temperature? Maybe you're a little bit up or
We're not
something.
starting again. We're ploughing on through. So it started 30. I went to acting school. Drove up to the Actor Centre in Sydney. And it was in an old church. To this free workshop, and I sat out the front for about 15 minutes going, "I can't do this. I'm driving back home. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it."
Nerve-wracking.
And I went in, and it was the greatest 2 hours that I had in a long time. I was so alive, and I went, "Yep, I'm doing this course." So I did a part-time course, and then I enrolled for the 3-year course at acting school at the Actor Centre Australia at age 30.
Yes.
Following my dream, wanted to be a movie star.
Yeah.
So I spent a fair bit of 30 to 35 full-time acting school. Woo!
Yes, with me supporting you.
Yeah, so the start of our journey together started. So what happened for you at the start of that?
So, at the start of that, came home for my brother's, it was 2003, I think. So,
Yeah, thereabouts.
came home for my brother's wedding, and that's where I met up with you again. And I'd broken up with my boyfriend over in England. I've been with for 7 years, so it was a long one. And he was meant to come back, but I told him he couldn't. He wanted to still come to Australia.
Really? And you're broken up?
Yeah. Like, that's going to happen. What? No way.
We're not-
Anyway, and so I came back from my brother's wedding, and this is quite a funny story because my brother had told me that Hunty was gay. And because I was dancing with him and Ben and all these other people that I hadn't seen for years and years and years. So it was actually really good fun. And my brother said to me, no, because I was like, I don't want anyone cracking on to me or doing anything. I've just broken up with someone. I don't want any stress. And he goes, no, Hunty's gay. Don't worry about it. And I hadn't known Hunty for years before then. Hadn't seen you for ages. So why would I expect anything else? So I was just like, sweet as, no worries like this. Because I don't have a problem with that. That's great. So we danced the night away and boogied and all this sort of stuff. Meanwhile, he's thinking,
No, well, hang on.
oh,
I was I was owning the dance floor. I was
Yeah.
taking charge. I was
Yeah.
ripping it, doing
yeah,
everything in
Yeah.
my power to make myself look like a champion.
Yeah.
And I was holding a captive audience at a couple of stages, mad moves. And I remember Bunners came to me and said, "That's awesome hunting. You're tearing up, getting a good crowd going, but don't forget about the girl." And I went, "What?" I said, "Yeah, no, take care of Fee. You two got." I went, "Seriously?" And I hadn't thought that I was even half a chance until
But
Bunners
that's
said,
probably why, though, because I
Yeah,
thought
yeah.
you were gay.
Yeah,
So,
well.
you know, like that's why we were just enjoying each other's company.
just busting dance moves, and then I tightened up a bit because I thought I was a chance. Well, yeah, and then
yeah.
it got
Oh,
in
then
my
it
head.
got funny.
Yeah.
So then it got in his head. Anyway, so then we danced the night away and blah, 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 blah. And my brother and his new wife, they were all watching and they were having their own private little giggles. Because, of course, hunting's not gay, as we all know. But anyway, we danced the night away and then we caught a cab somewhere because we went to another pub.
I remember
and
we were in another
all
pub
this
and
sort of
I
stuff.
said,
And then he said to me,
"Do you want to kiss
"Hey,
me?
do you want to kiss me?" And I went, "Get stuffed, you're gay, aren't you?" I thought it was very weird that he asked me. And my brother, who was sitting at the bar, saw all of this happening and laughed and laughed. And I could see him laughing. And then I was like, oh my God. But long story short, we did end up kissing that
We did.
night.
I said, "I'm not gay. I'll prove it to you right now."
Yeah.
And you said, "Piss off to the bar, get me a drink. I'll think about it."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think I even ordered a beer, which is really unlike me because I don't
You
like
did?
beer.
Yeah, you asked for
I think I
beer.
was so thrown that I actually ordered a beer. That's just bizarre. Anyway, so there you go. So
Yeah.
that's how it all sort of started. And then I went back to
Well,
England.
There's another point. Yeah. So
Oh, we can do that one as well?
no, we may or may have not stayed in the same establishment that night. But then I took you to the tram
Oh,
the
we are
next
gonna do
morning, and I put my hand on your shoulder, and you didn't even look back, and you gave me nothing. I thought, oh, geez, okay, this is the end of this one. She just wants to get the hell out of here.
And I don't think that was at all. I was probably just hungover.
So we waited for tram, couldn't get the tram, walked you home, and then
Yep.
I went, "See ya." It was maybe a kiss on the cheek, and I went, "All
No,
right."
I think we gave each other a kiss, but not
Yeah.
a passionate kiss.
Yeah. So you walked that way, I walked that way.
So he walked back up the road.
I did
turned around.
And I
to
did the
see if he'd look
turnaround,
back,
and I did the
he never
turnaround
looked
to
back.
see if you looked back, and
never
you
looked-
never looked back.
He never looked back.
And it was like in a movie. We missed each other's look back,
Yep. And then I thought, no, that's it.
and I went, "That's it."
Yeah.
And so I flew back to Sydney.
Yep.
You hung in Melbourne.
But then I was brave.
Had you not called me, that was none
I
of
was
this.
brave.
No Fee and Drew show.
No.
No children.
No.
I would have gone, "Sit, she's not interested."
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's all
So there
on
you
you.
go.
Well
It's all on
done.
me. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yay! I win.
Yay.
Well, I don't know whether I did win.
I
Yeah.
don't-
No, I did, of course. Mwah. Anyway, yes. So then I went back to the UK, and I was planning on coming home that year anyway. We knew this was going to go on a bit because it's a bit of a big story.
I didn't put the stopwatch on, so I don't know how long we've gone.
Anyway, we'll just keep talking. People will switch off when they're bored.
So you went to the UK.
So I went back to the UK. I was planning on coming home that year anyway after being there for 12 years. But one of my best mates, Rena, and her husband Richard were getting married in Italy, in Florence. And I was asked to be bridesmaid. And there was no friggin' way that I was going to miss that opportunity of going to Florence and being a bridesmaid for my beautiful girlfriend. So I did that. And then I think we were texting a lot and talking a lot and all that sort of stuff. And then Drew was like, "Well, what are you going to do when you come back?" and all that sort of stuff. So I completely freaked him out because I said, "I'll just come live with you." And he was like, What? Like,
Freaked my friends out too.
Yeah.
Don't buy a bed together. What are you going to do when you break up?
yeah, all that stuff.
Yeah, still got the
So
same bed.
I said to him, "Yeah, but it's either going to work or it's not going to work. And I'm not going to fly into Sydney, which I've never lived in before, rent a flat for 12 months and then be stuck there if I don't like you."
Yeah.
Like, which is true. So Drew came and picked me up from the airport and had the balloons in the car. Didn't
Yeah,
he?
yeah,
Balloons in
yeah,
the
yeah.
car,
I think-
welcoming
yeah,
me,
yeah.
and a big welcome sign in this house
Yeah.
in Bronte.
Yeah. Did I write your poetry?
And no, I didn't write poetry. And just a welcome sign. And then you went, "Right, I'm really late for work. See ya." And he left.
Yeah. Well.
And I was just standing in this apartment in the middle of Bronte
Yeah.
and didn't have a clue where I was, what I was doing. And I walked out and I thought, that's all right, I'll go out and I'll find people. Because, living in London for years, you've been surrounded by lots of people, so you never feel alone. Walked into Bondi.
Compared to London.
It could have been like one of those things. What are those?
Tumbleweed?
Tumbleweeds rolling down the street. There was no one there. It was terrifying. I was absolutely terrified. I was then and there, I was going, what on earth have I done, and have I actually made the right decision? And it wasn't about him. It was just like coming back to Sydney, because I thought Sydney was a really vibrant place, because I lived in such a vibrant place, and it was dead.
So we did a year separate.
year separate.
Year distance. We did a year living together.
We saw each other during that year because Justin, your friend, got married
Yep.
in England, and he came over for that.
We did a year living together. Then you came home one night and said, I just need you to be a girl. I miss my girlfriends. I went into this store today and I saw this beautiful engagement. Yeah. If I was ever to get engaged, which is highly unlikely, but I just let me get my girl thing out. For this beautiful ring. I went, oh yeah. Where was that? Oh yeah. Went in the next day, put a deposit. Did you have a girl come in that looks like this and this? Did she look at a ring? Yeah, that's the one. You have to put a deposit on it. And then when I walked out, I was shaking. I was like, oh my God, that means that I'm going to ask you to marry me, which means we're going to be married, which means I'm saying I want to be with you for the rest of my life. And I was like, that's a big...
It is. It's massive, isn't it?
It's a big change.
Yeah. Imagine... Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is. But it's also very exciting too.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's
There
how
you
that
go.
happened. And so we were engaged for a year.
Yep.
So we were 3 years before we were married. And then... do we talk about the wedding? No, I think that takes too long. Had an awesome wedding on the harbour.
Awesome wedding on the harbour.
But then I knocked you up 2 months later.
Yeah, so because of my age, because I was 35 then, so I was like, no, but I think we had that discussion
34?
too, because I was 35 when we got married, because I was 36 when we had, anyway. Yeah, so we had that discussion, because I was just like, I'm 35, you know, if you don't want to have children, then you better let me know now, because we shouldn't get together at all, because I wanted to have kids. Anyway, so it all worked out. So we didn't think it would happen that quickly, and lo and behold, married for 2 months, and then at the end of that year, we had Ollie.
Because I was still playing games at acting school.
And he was still at acting school. This
Yeah.
is the whole thing. 3 years at acting school, and there am I. There's photos of us. I'll put it up on the Facebook page and the Instagram page, and it's the only way you're going to see it. So you've got to get on them. There you go.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, it's good. And I was very heavily pregnant at their end of year performance.
Yeah. So when Ollie was born, I got some work after acting school. I got some ads and a Captain Cook documentary. Had a couple of lines opposite Joel Edgerton in a thing. And so I shot an ad, KFC ad, 4 days before Ollie arrived. And then on Ollie's due date, I was due to film a MasterCard ad, and I filmed
He'd already
that.
come 2 days.
Yeah, so I filmed that ad. So
he left the hospital, and for all the mums out there, you know, like that, what do they call it, where you get
your
emotions just come in, and that's the day he left to go and shoot an ad, and I was beside myself.
So I left at maybe 7 and said, see you, I've got to go and do a shot. Within 2 hours, you're on the phone, oh, I need you here. Is this the next 18, 20 years of children in front of us? 2 hours I was gone. And it was like,
oh dear. Anyway, we survived. We're still here now telling you that story.
We watched Australia win the Ashes that when you were in hospital too. Brett came and sat in. We watched the cricket while you were,
Yeah.
And there was only one other, and when we brought Oliver home, remember putting him on the table? Mm-hmm. Got home.
Oh yes, I'm sure you've all done that. First child, and we sat him on the table. And like you're looking at a fire, you know, you're waiting for it to do something sort of thing. And Ollie was fast asleep, and we were just looking at it, and we just both looked at each other and went, what do we do now?
Huh?
And that was the end of that story.
Yeah. It was like terrifying.
Then it all fell apart. No, not really.
Yeah, so 30 to 35, we maybe grew up a little bit. Marriage, had a child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were at acting school, so he hadn't grown up at all.
No, not really.
And
Working in a pub, managing a pub.
the whole time,
yeah.
so it was interesting.
It was a little interesting, wasn't it?
Well, we got through it,
Yeah.
which is great. So there you go.
It's 30, 35.
Yeah.
Feast thought bubble, what do you got?
No, I think we've spoken so much. I kept forgetting what I was going to do. My thought bubble for this week. No, I've completely forgotten.
Because
now.
we were going to rebrand it and make it...
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay. So
okay,
my
got
thought...
you.
See, now you've
There
done
you
it. So my thought bubble this week is, what would you do to get home if you had to? Like at the moment, there's lots of people that are really desperate to get home, you know, back to their country of origin, their things like this.
Still don't know what to talk
And
about.
no, but my thought bubble is like, what crazy thing would you do to get home if you could do anything to get back to your house?
So how do you travel? Like, do you find a balloon? We're saying, what's the thing that makes it so important you have to get home?
And the reason I say this is because I told you I was going to look up good news stories.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is the good news story that I found today. Was there was this English bloke, he's from Wales, and he came to Australia when he was 19. Yeah. So this is a long time ago because he's now in his 70s. So he came to Australia, and I had signed a contract for 2 years to work here in Australia. But after being here for 2 months, he was homesick. So he got his mates to pack him up in a crate Seriously, to pack him up in a crate,
Yes.
put a "this way up" sign on it and all
Right.
that sort of stuff, mailed him home to Wales.
So because the freight was cheaper.
Because the freight was
getting
cheaper than getting an aircraft ticket.
I'm not sure that's 100% legal.
But then, well, this is a long time ago. So
Yeah.
he went on the ship and he said, and the worst thing was, is because we all know, sorry, baggage handlers, but you don't take much notice of what's actually on the, outside, fragile and
Yeah,
all that
yeah.
sort of stuff.
Careful human inside.
Well, yeah, he had a torch. He had some food supplies for 24 hours because he thought it will only take 24 hours to get home. It took 5 days. Yeah, to get
because
home.
he got shipped as
And he
freight.
and then he also ended up landing in LA rather than London anyway. And for 8 hours of that 5 days that he was there, they actually flipped the cart and he was hanging upside down.
It's not.
He was. There's a whole story. And he's actually, look, I'll show you.
No, don't have to show me.
No,
No,
wait.
it's not good
It's really-
podcasting.
no, but this dude here.
Right.
And he's actually created a book, and the book is called Escape the Cart or Crate or something. The Great Crate Escape. And he's named a book after the Great Escape. What? So that's what my thought bubble was. Is that guy's mental? Is
Yeah.
he not mental to
Yeah.
pack yourself up in
Yep.
a crate?
Yep.
But what would you do? That it can be crazy, it can be a weird story, it doesn't matter. But I think it would be really, really good fun to investigate what people would do to get home.
Okay.
That's my thought bubble for this week because I think people are mental.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
guy's mental.
Yeah. But then what happened? So he landed in LA, they found him, and then Pan Am, which is now not an airline anymore, that's how old it is, they flew him home to England because they felt sorry for him because he'd been in a crate for 5 days.
That's a classic free thoughts bubble. There you
That's
go.
what it is.
Found a random story.
There
Some
you
guy
are.
boxed himself up in a crate.
I thought it was quite funny.
Good. No, I liked it too.
mental.
It's very good.
Yes. Right. And your life lesson for this week.
So, okay, I'm going to get better at these life lessons. The lesson is your outer world is simply a reflection of your inner world. And this was a life lesson for me during the week.
Oh, this sounds quite deep.
Don't worry, it's not going to
Okay,
be. It's not going to be that insightful. It was a lesson for me because my youngest child was irritating me so much one night at the table. We only had one child.
This week.
I can't remember what we were talking about, but it doesn't actually matter what the subject was.
He wouldn't let go of something.
So Lachlan, so if you were to say, "Oh no, we're doing that next Wednesday," Lachlan would say, "No, we're not doing it on Wednesday. We're doing it on Wednesday afternoon." I was like,
Well, we've been through this before. He's very precise,
Yeah.
very accurate.
So he would say, no, it's on Wednesday. No, it's on Wednesday afternoon. I was like, but that's Wednesday. So we got into a to and fro about the semantics of Wednesday or Wednesday afternoon. And then I was doing my mind in going, this child, just being so specific. And then I said, well, actually, Lachlan, it's Wednesday afternoon at 3 p.m. And they went, oh,
That's where you get
you've
it
learnt
from."
that from me. And I am so irritating how I do that,
And it was such a win for me watching the two of them battle across the table because I just see them both exactly the same as each other all the time. So I then was allowed to go,
So
"Oi,
he was
Reuben."
just
He was just
reflecting and
you.
mirroring, and I
Monkey
was
see, monkey do.
monkey do, and I went, oh, that's why that's happening. My outer world is just a reflection of what's going in my inner world. So if I want to change that, I've got to get on board and not be so concerned about small details.
Oh, okay. That could
Okay.
be a challenge one day, couldn't it?
Hey, every day is an opportunity to grow, to learn, to become a
Yes.
better person.
Excellent.
I've got
That
plenty
might
of
be one of my
opportunities.
challenges one day.
Plenty of opportunities every day.
Yes.
There we go. There's your life lesson. If
That was a
that's-
good one.
Yeah, stuff on the outside is irritating you. Have a look at why it's just
What the cause of the
yeah,
irritation
what the cause
is?
is, how you're viewing it, change a different filter. Hangry. All right. Hot topic of the week. Cats and dogs. Thanks, Mum. Thanks, Liz. Good on you. We got it.
Oh, no, we got one from...
Dan Busycar.
Dan
Dan the
Busycar.
dog man.
Woo!
He's a dog man. There we go. He went
so
for
then
dogs.
we actually got someone to partake
Yep.
in our hot topic of the week. So this week's hot topic is
This is your domain.
instant coffee or anything else. So as in, like your pods or you go to the cafe and you have to
cold
get them
pressed?
made. Yeah, all that sort of stuff. So I want to know, because I drink, everyone's going to hate me, I drink instant coffee.
But we did
Quite a
pods.
bit
You
at
did pods
home.
for a while. You were into
Yeah,
that.
I know, but I don't like the environmental waste of the pods.
Or you buy a coffee and then ride your bike home with one hand and say, do you want me to take care of it like yesterday? And have a stack getting up the gutter and then tip all the coffee everywhere.
Yeah, I fell off my bike
How is your
trying
leg?
to ride. It's got a big bruise on it and a graze, but it's all right. I'm okay. I survived.
I didn't laugh. It was pretty. Anyone falling off their bike does look a little bit funny.
Oh, I thought it was funny. And you were going, "Are you okay?" very kindly.
Yeah.
And the lady came to. What did the lady say to us coming down the hill?
You're all right, but then something about the coffee, or
Something about the two of you together.
oh, she's really fallen for you.
Oh yeah.
That's her stock standard gag.
No,
It
but
had
that
to
was
be.
so good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No, but that's quite good actually.
Yeah, she went, she's
'Cause
really falling you.
She goes, she's really fallen for you.
Yeah, but I bet
And
she
we
does,
didn't know her.
I bet she does that all the time. It's like saying when someone trips, you go,
So,
oh, you
so
enjoy
you
it.
reckon that she follows people around
Yes.
hoping they're going to
Yes.
fall off their bikes so that they can
Whenever she sees someone fall over in front, male or female in front of her, she does that gag.
Yeah.
She's really falling for you. He's really falling for you. It's like those people when you trip, they go, "Oh, enjoy the trip." That irritates me.
Oh,
that one.
yeah.
Yeah, she does it. That's her stock standard.
But I thought it was good.
She was nice enough.
She made us smile. And do you know what? I still had some coffee left, so I put the lid back on and had to drink a coffee once I stood up.
And it splashed
I
up on
had it
your
all over my
sunnies.
sunglasses. It's hilarious. Anyway.
Oh, what's the question? Is instant coffee
So
acceptable?
instant coffee or your other stuff, which one do you go for? Or are you like me and you sneak in an instant because you haven't got the coffee percolators at home and all the whiz-bang machines and stuff?
Yeah.
There you go. Hot topic of the week.
Yeah.
Coffee
All the big
or
issues.
coffee? Question mark.
Partners Request Corner this week was...
I had to go, whoop, whoop. It's a countdown to your birthday. And I did it every single day.
You did? And you actually did it with a fair bit of conviction.
Yes, I did.
That's all right. Mine
Yeah, that was
was do the washing.
Yep.
And I was on top of that. And I
Yep.
just
But
found
you
it...
there's a lot, isn't there? There's
just-
a lot of washing.
There was more than I realised. And it's just a rhythm thing. It was get up,
just-
put the washing on, and
No, but-
afternoon,
but
probably
we-
put another load on.
We probably do two
2
loads
loads
a day.
or something.
And there's
That-
only 4 of us in the house. It worries me a bit. I think that's a lot of washing.
It's a bit of
Anyway,
education for the children. They wear it once and then chuck it away. So, yeah.
Maybe we should make them do it.
Yes.
That's a good idea.
Ah.
Child slavery.
What's your request of me this week?
My request this week for you is to find out something that you don't know about your children.
Okay.
Yeah. So it means you're going to have to really sit down and have a chat with them and find
Yep.
anything. Anything. It can be like they might secretly like a sport, or there might be a favourite TV show, and it's got to be something you don't know. So if Lockie starts going, "I love dragons," then you've got to go, "Yeah, I already know that." You've got to go a little bit deeper and find out something else.
Am I allowed to put a ring light up to their face and interrogate them?
No.
No. So this is about me connecting more and finding out organically.
Well, no, but I thought it's
something
quite
don't
an
know.
interesting thing because, how often do we actually, we all think we know our children, but as they get older,
Yep.
they sort of go into their own little worlds, their own little patterns, and I don't mean they have to tell us all their dirty secrets or anything, but
Yep.
it'd be quite interesting to see what you come back with that we learn about, that
Yeah.
we go, oh, I didn't know that, that Ollie was into painting or sketching or
That's not going to be too hard. I found out about your vanilla thick shake little thing going on today. Found out about
But I'm quite giving. I'm quite open. I'm at that age too where I really don't care what people know.
All right, I'm going to come back next week with something that I've learnt about both children.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to ask you. You're not going to like. This is a tough one. All right, so it was,
I'm already doing my sad face for the podcast.
and I've had this one in the back pocket. I've been waiting for 30 to 35 because it's the acting thing. Okay, so. I have a good friend, Dan Henschel, who went really well at acting
love
school.
Dan.
And Dan won an AFI Best Actor Award for a film called Snowtown. His good friend, Fiona Hunt, has
no, I don't wanna
never
watch it.
watched his,
You're gonna make me watch
his
it.
award-winning show, Snowtown. That's my request of you. I'd like you for you to finally get up the courage.
I don't know why you have to watch stuff you don't want to watch. It's just I've heard about those murders. I've heard all about it. I've had lots of interviews. And it's really gruesome and it's really upsetting and it's everything that I don't like about humanity is that film. So that's why I've always been. It's not that I don't like Dan. It's like everything about that film that's bad about humanity is in that film.
Okay,
It's just horrible.
can you frame it as going, I know the stories, I'm watching this and just watch Dan's performance. Watch it as...
What about if I just watch Dan's performance? Can I fast forward through things that upset me?
Well, his scenes were going to upset you.
I know. That's why.
But it's changing your filter and watching
Can I
it going,
just go-
I want to watch this
Can
as
I
a...
just
as
go,
a
oh, there's Dan at the beginning and there's Dan at the
but
end.
you know the ugly stuff. I've told you about the ugly stuff in the film.
I've heard all about it already. I know all about Snowtown.
All right, this will be interesting to see what happens when we come back next week, see what happened. I knew it was going to be a tough one.
Yeah, that is a tough one.
This film was made 10 years ago.
Maybe, yeah. A
Yeah.
bit longer, maybe.
Still haven't watched it.
Yes, and if you don't know about Snowtown, just Google
Go and
it.
watch it. Amazing
Oh.
performance by
Yeah.
our great friend and great actor, Dan Henschel.
Yep.
All right, there we go.
There we
Stressed
go.
you there, haven't I?
Okay, that's all right. I can
G2
do it.
drowned out. Mine is simple. I'm glad that you gave me a phone call or a text message after we didn't turn around. Otherwise, none of this would be here, and I love this being here, this life.
Aw,
Wouldn't have
that's
happened.
really nice.
Seriously, I wouldn't have called you. I thought you just gave me the cold shoulder.
Yeah. I don't even know why I called you. I was
Yeah, I
probably
don't know.
asking for something back.
Yeah, maybe. My body wanted some more of it. Yeah.
All the teenagers. That's the X-rated part of this show again.
That's how life.
Oh my
That's how
God.
life happens. How the world keeps going.
What am I grateful for? I'm grateful for instant coffee.
That's a sign that you haven't given that much thought.
No, but I don't have to because I am grateful for
Good.
instant coffee. I've asked you whether it is, but I love the fact that I can just go to the cupboard and unscrew a thing and just chuck it in and have a coffee. And also what I love about it is I don't get the shakes from it. I can have like 3 or 4 cups
Yeah.
of that a day
Yeah.
and I'm fine. Whereas if I have anything over a half strength of the other coffees at cafes, I get the shakes. So there you go. I am grateful for that.
And you can be grateful for the fact that you own it and don't have to be a coffee snob.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't like that word coffee snob. I
Doesn't
just
like
think
that
people
word,
like
coffee snob.
coffees.
There you go.
Oh,
There
anyway.
we go. All right.
I think that's it, isn't it?
That's it.
Have we done it?
Yeah.
I think we spoke really fast today as well.
Maybe.
Tried to cram a lot in there. So I
This-
hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you.
We need you to subscribe,
Yep.
to
Like.
like, to comment, to share, to tell us how awesome we are, to send us gifts.
Cash redeemable, even better, if we don't like the
Anything,
gift.
Vouchers. We're
Yeah.
happy with it all.
We're trying to share the love. If you give us some love, the love gets around.
No, we
and
don't really care. We're just going to share our stories anyway. And if you don't like it, bad luck, don't listen.
We're going to keep doing it. If you don't like it, tune out. If you do like it, keep watching.
All right.
All right, that'll do it. One
That'll be it.
life.
2 big dreamers.
Go get a dog.